Hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Dyslexic Reader. Today we are going to be doing April wrap-up part 1. I'm doing my wrap-up in 2 parts this month for 2 reasons. The first reason is I've already read quite a lot of books this month, so I feel as if it's going to be a really long video if I keep it at one part. And also some of these books have to go back to the library and I don't want to renew them. I want to take them back so I can get more out because I'm reading so much. So we're going to do it in 2 parts this month. The first book that I read in April was The Imaginary by A.F. Harold. I picked this book up just because it looked so gorgeous. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 3-star on Goodreads. Like, it wasn't amazing. Like, I don't think it was worth a 4-star, but I really enjoyed it. It was like quite emotional in the end, but it was the illustrations that really got me. I'm trying to find some here to show you. It was mostly black and white, but there was some parts of colour. There was a part where they went to a library and it was like where all the imaginary people lived. And like, I really loved that part. Like, the illustrations are just absolutely beautiful. But I was reading this alone one night. I was on my own in the house. And I was just reading away. And I just flipped the page. And this was staring back at me, which sort of put me off a little. Like, it creeped me out, like, I'm not gonna lie. It was scary. Like, I looked at this and thought, like, it's not scary, it's imaginary friends, it's all colourful. It was actually quite a scary story, which I enjoyed, but it did take me by surprise. But yeah, nice wee story, easy read. 3 stars for that one. Sorry, I'm fidgeting, like, my chair's going and I don't feel like I know how to sit. Second book I read was North of Nowhere by Liz Kessler. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The book, again, absolutely gorgeous. This was a story about a girl called Mia, and she had to go and stay with her grandma because her grandpa just like disappeared. And she makes friends with this mysterious girl Dee, and she can only communicate through her from letters. And then a guy that she meets on the beach and is going to help her find Dee, then he disappears. And it's set at the seaside, which I love the ocean. I love anything to do with the ocean. And it's mystery, and there's a bit of like time travel. Like, it's pretty cool. I enjoyed that too. I gave that 3 stars. Then I read The Witches. I think I had read The Witches before, but it was many years ago and I couldn't really remember it. I saw the movie. If y'all have seen the movie, you will know the movie is terrifying. Like, proper, like, could be a horror movie, not a kids movie. Like, it's really scary, and that really scared me as a child, and it sort of put me off reading The Witches or going near it. But I picked that up. Roald Dahl, nice enough wee book, another 3 stars and an easy read. The next book I gave is where the controversy starts. I read The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I read it on the Kindle, and I didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars, purely because I reserve 1 stars for DNF books, so I didn't give it 1 star. Otherwise it might have been a 1 star. I really didn't like it. I have a full video where I talk about the reasons why I didn't like it, and that will be linked down below. The next book was also something a bit different for me. Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham. This is, I don't know whether you would call it an autobiography because it doesn't go through her like whole life. It mostly centers on work in TV, and especially Gilmore Girls. If you know me, you know I think that Gilmore Girls is possibly the best TV show of all time. Lorelai is, yeah, she's my favourite character, and I love Lauren Graham in the show, and the book is beautiful for one. Under the Dust Jacket is the most gorgeous shade of blue. Like, it really is a beautiful book. I don't like autobiographies, they're not my thing, but I did actually enjoy this. I gave it a 3 star on Goodreads. 5 stars for me is Perfection, which I rarely get. Like, I love, like, top favourite books of all time, so they're quite rare for me. And 4 is like really loved it. So most of my books tend to be a 3. It's just the way that do it. So this was a 3-star as well. But yeah, I like the way it was laid out. I like the topics that were covered and her writing style. You could almost imagine her voice saying it, if you know what I mean. Like, it was just completely her. Yeah, I really enjoyed it and thought it was quite insightful, and it wasn't that big. I think I read it in like 2 days, so I enjoyed that. The next book was one that I've talked about maybe a couple of times. I think I done a haul and I talked about it in like a video where I said the books that I really wanted to read this year. So this one was ticked off. It was Howl's Moving Castle. I'm going to sneeze. 1 second, please. Thank you. Howl's Moving Castle. It was nothing like the movie. It really shocked me. I still give it 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. I still can't decide if I like the movie or the book better. Literally, Howl, Calcifer, and Sophie's characters and main storyline is pretty much exactly the same. But apart from that, if you've seen the movie, there's no war, Turnip Head, The Witch of the Waste. Like, it's all completely different. Which was still a really good story. It was really interesting. There's no Howl turning into magical monsters. He's from Wales. Like, it's completely different, but still a really enjoyable read. And I was fueled by... The sun has just came out and lit my face up. I was just really fueled by interest of how the end would tie together when it was missing so many plot points of the movie. But it had its own plot storylines and they tied up really nicely at the end, so I actually really enjoyed this. And my most recent read was The Raven Boys by Maggie Stivier. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm awful with names. I really liked this. This was another 4 stars. Like, you can see the chunk of this book. Like, it's a big book. I got through this in 2 days. It's like nearly 500 pages. Got through it in 2 days. I was up at my caravan near the beach, and I basically just sat and read for 2 days because I'm off for Easter break, and it was really good and I really enjoyed it. And I got this from the library. I put it on hold and ordered it in, so I had to pay 50p for them to order it in for me, but I've already put my order in for them to try and get a hold of the new one for the set, not the new one, there's 4 of them out, the second one. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And that, as of the 13th of April, is as far as I've got. 4 of those books were from the library, so I'm going to go back today and take those back and hopefully get more books out, and you'll hear about them in part 2 of my wrap up. If you have read any of the books or would like to, or if you just want to chat about them and anything in general, leave a comment down below. I hope you're all happy. I hope you're all healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!